A 2025 fossil reveals sea cows that grazed like cows underwater. In December 2025, paleontologists announced a discovery from the deserts of Qatar. 170 fossil sites packed with ancient bones. The richest sea cow graveyard ever found, and a species no one knew existed. The site is called Al-Mazhabiyah, southwestern Qatar. Miles of barren desert. In the 1970s, geologists conducting mining surveys stumbled across bones scattered across the sand. They assumed ancient reptiles. In the early 2000s, paleontologists returned, took a closer look. Not reptiles, sea cows. 21 million years old. From a time when this desert was a shallow tropical sea. The fossils preserved everything: sharks, barracuda-like fish, prehistoric dolphins, sea turtles, and hundreds of marine mammals that looked like underwater cattle. The team dated the rocks to the Early Miocene Epoch. "21 million years ago. They identified 170 separate locations containing sea cow remains. Some isolated bones, others nearly complete skeletons. The fossil density was extraordinary. Bones lying almost on top of each other. This wasn't a mass death event. It was evidence of aggregation, herds. These animals lived together, fed together, shaped the sea floor together. The researchers named the species Salwasiren qatarensis. Salwasiren for the Bay of Salwa, a section of the Persian Gulf just 10 miles away, where the world's largest herd of modern dugongs still gathers today. Qatarensis for Qatar, where these ancient bones waited in the sand. But here's what shocked the scientists. Salwasiren wasn't directly related to modern dugongs. It was a separate lineage, a different species that evolved to do exactly the same job. Salwasiren qatarensis weighed about 250 pounds, roughly the size of an adult panda or a heavyweight boxer. Tiny compared to modern dugongs, which can weigh nearly 8 times more. But size didn't matter. Function did. Like dugongs today, Salwasiren had a downward snout lined with sensitive bristles and small tusks. They grazed on vast seagrass meadows, using their fleshy muzzles to grab plants, their tusks to snip the roots, pulling up entire sections of seafloor. Scientists call them ecosystem engineers. As they fed, they stirred up nutrients buried in sediment, released them into the water column, made them available to other species. The feeding trails they created became pathways for smaller creatures. The disturbed sediment promoted new seagrass growth. One species maintaining an entire ecosystem. The abundance of Salwasiren fossils tells paleontologists something critical. 21 million years ago, lush seagrass meadows covered this region. The Gulf was a center of marine biodiversity, and sea cows were the gardeners. In 2019 and 2020, marine biologists surveyed the coastal waters near the fossil site. They documented something unprecedented. 2,000 dugongs gathered in a single herd. The largest aggregation of dugongs ever recorded anywhere in the world. Dugongs typically don't form large groups. They're solitary or live in small pods. But in the Bay of Salwa, they mass together, just like their ancient predecessors. Same location, same behavior, same ecological role. 21 million years apart, but different species. The Gulf has repeatedly evolved sea cow communities, different lineages filling the same niche over and over. Lead researcher Nicholas Pianson called it a 20 million year hotspot for sea cows. The discovery changed how scientists think about evolutionary convergence. This wasn't one lineage adapting. This was an ecosystem repeatedly selecting for the same solution across millions of years with different species. The seagrass meadows needed engineers, and evolution kept providing them. The word Salwa is Arabic. It means solace. The researchers chose it deliberately. The Bay of Salwa doesn't belong to one country. The seagrass meadows span Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. 3 nations, 1 ecosystem, shared natural heritage. The team is applying for UNESCO World Heritage status to protect the fossil site and the living dugongs. Open science. They've created high-resolution 3D scans of every fossil, made them freely available on the Smithsonian Voyager platform. Open access, open data, open collaboration. Pianson called it science diplomacy, using shared natural history to build bridges between nations. But there's urgency behind the work. Modern dugongs are vulnerable to extinction. They reproduce slowly, live long lives, and face mounting threats. Habitat destruction, coastal development, pollution, rising sea temperatures, accidental bycatch and fishing nets. The largest herd on Earth lives in increasingly fragile waters.